We're getting fired up. Football started, actually. If you didn't notice, this weekend, CFL started. Sat home Saturday night and watched 2 games. Got going again. I love it. But we're about halfway through our summer, getting ready for the 2019 season, and looking forward to a challenging schedule. Summer's been going good. Guys are working out, and I said we're moving right along according to schedule.
How many guys do you have here, and how many of them are on aid?
Numbers I don't know for sure, but a majority of the team, and majority of the team's on some form of summer school, which is good, which is a change from the past around here. So I think 2 years ago we set the expectation about how important the summer program is, and now it's not even a question. The guys saw the benefits of it, and I think they know what they have to do now. And like I said, it's not like you're pulling teeth and dragging them out here. It's hey, get here and let's do this. It's a big culture change around here.
What is it off of last year's team or year as a whole? What do you want to build off of from last year and continue it into this year? We got a big thing is 2 years ago we lost our final 3. This last year we lost our final 2. We got to finish better. We finished better this year. This past season in 2018, we're in playoffs, and we didn't do that. We got to finish with a string at the end. We got to finish strong, and that was we got to get better from that standpoint. That's for sure. That's one thing for sure. Absolutely.
You mentioned your schedule. I think you have a week 1 bye and then 12 straight games.
Yeah.
What are your general thoughts on your schedule, and what kind of challenges and opportunities will it present?
Very, very challenging. We get to, what's kind of cool is we get to go play in some of the best stadiums. Rice Eccles, Lavelle Edwards, those are always excellent. I've been in games both places. But we also get to go to some venues in 1AA that are considered the best, going to the Unidome in Cedar Falls, and going up to Wash Grizz. Those are stadiums that are unique to 1AA that are really fun to play in. In addition, our road schedule's tough as it is anyways. We other than, what do we got? We play every team in the state of Utah except Utah State. Every Division I team in the state of Utah except Utah State, and they're all down there. So that's kind of cool. And then good home schedule. North Dakota coming in. Portland State's always tough. Eastern Washington, obviously everybody knows who they are. That'll be a fun game to have. And then Northern Colorado's going to be much improved. So it's definitely a challenging schedule. There was one of those people that, I know, one of those sports outlets or whatever, had us on one of the toughest schedules in the nation. I don't know how much credibility that thing has, but they had us. So someone thinks we got a tough schedule. But if you look at the Big Sky, and a lot of Big Sky teams are in that, and a lot of Missouri Valley teams, and look at the 2 premier conferences in the United States right now at the 1AA level, and it's the Big Sky and the Missouri Valley. So week in and week out, you're going to be playing a team that's, no matter where they fit into the scale, they're going to be well prepared and very competitive.
A brutal schedule should build toughness in your guys. I mean, what is the mindset of the guys going into this season, knowing that they're going to be challenged and they get to face some great athletes?
I think I said this a couple years ago when I took the job over here, that these guys will go out in the parking lot and play anybody. They don't know any better. They just want to go play people and hit people and do all that stuff. So I don't think that intimidates them, at all. Like I said, they enjoy playing the game. That's a big thing, and as long as you do that, it's not a burden to go play these games. Plus, as I said about some of the conference schools, like going up to Montana or to Montana State, or playing down in Ogden or whatever. Those are all tough places to play, but you're in the conference, you have to do it. So it's part of the deal.
Yeah, I almost think you guys step up. I mean, when you guys played Cal last season, all of you were like, oh, it's just another game. It's just another game. So going into BYU, Utah, is it just another game?
Yeah. I think that's another game against a team that's like ranked 16th in the nation preseason. So, but it's just, hey, you got to go play them, and that's what you do. You sign them up, and they got the buses and the food and everything, and we have to go do it. So we can't get out of it.
Knowing that you have those 12 games in a row, I mean, will that change the way you approach your subs or whether you rest guys or your rotations, anything?
Yeah, it changes how we go all the way through fall camp. What we did was, instead of taking the bye week, coming in way early, and then taking the bye week where it actually fell, we pushed that back to the beginning of camp so the guys report later. Because, there's only, after so many practices, we're tired of them, they're tired of us, they know what they're doing. You get to a point of diminishing returns, especially we don't have the numbers that big Division I's have. So, that's where we're gonna, our camp's gonna be shorter, but not shorter. Okay, we could bring them in last week of July and then treat that first bye week like a regular bye week as you would during the season. But we're just gonna go through. I talked with Mike Ferreter and Roger Cooper and David Fiafia about it. And how that would affect our preparation. It wouldn't affect it if we shortened camp that way. So keep their legs, and then with the new redshirt rule where you can play 4 games. Okay, that's also that also helps you get some guys in and all that. But yeah, you have to monitor that. There was one year, school I was previously at, our bye week was the first week, 2008, and we went 15 in a row, and you don't get a chance to breathe. All of a sudden the season's over, and it's like you come up for air out of the, out from underneath the wall. You wait, well, we're done. So it can be done. It's not easy. And if I think, and this would be like totally awesome to happen, get into playing 17. But I just want to get through one first.
You guys you made an appearance in some of the national polls at a certain point last season, but you're not getting into those preseason polls. Is that something that matters, or do you guys kind of like flying under the radar like
Perfect.
that?
Love it. I think I've said that since I got back. I love it. Yeah, take it.
What's it going to take for Idaho State to kind of get on that?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, shoot, there's some schools in this conference that if they had the record we did, they'd be ranked number 1 in the nation. You just got to win. I mean, you got to win, and then when you get there, you can't lose, and that's what happened last year. We got there and didn't perform the way we should have in a game and got knocked out of the deal. But no, the only way to get in, is win games, and that's simple enough.
Football's been essentially, on vacation for a month-ish for the guys. But if we can stretch back to spring ball, is there something that you remember when you're leaving spring ball that these guys, something stood out to you? And I mean, like, either skill-wise, it could just be offense, defense, or just certain guys. Is there just something that you can look back and go, hey, we were doing that right?
No, I think we did a good job of providing or developing depth. We had some guys that were held out, and we did a good job developing that depth on both sides of the ball, which was really good. I think we went into that spring game with 5 guys that started last year not playing. So we had 6, or however it was. We had new quarterback and new tackle, but we had 5. Other than that, we had 5 other starters that were out. So it was good, and we functioned. We didn't look like a pee-wee team. Right. So, and then defense continued to grow, get some depth, and they had some guys held out as well. So
thought the guys did a good job. They came back in pretty good shape from what I understand. So that means they, I know there's a few that played Fortnite for 3 weeks, but there's some that, others that did their prescribed workout that Dan Ryan gives them.
Absolutely. And then my go-to question always, what are you most excited for about 2019?
Just getting it started. I mean, going out and getting the guys going again and see where we are. And it'll be exciting to see, how the new quarterbacks do. Excited to see how Soja Nasu does in a permanent role rather than just a redshirt role where he's playing 4 games. I want to see DeMonte come back and have a great sophomore year. Jack Tuafono is going to have to play a whole bunch, and I'm just speaking offensively now. Christian McFarland on defense, another year in the program, and I like our secondary. Shoot, we could potentially start 4 seniors in the back end, which is fun to see. And the guy that is interesting is Garrett Crane. He's changed his body, and local kid from Highland here. I'm excited to see how he does with another year under his belt. Same with Terrence Jones. A couple of names that probably haven't heard, but they're going to be hopefully guys that step up.
And then my follow-up question to that is your veterans. Your Mitch Hillers, your Mikey Deans, even your McFarland. What do you want out of those guys to bring to the program this year? Leadership,
and want them to just pick up where they left off, but we're going to be looking a lot to Mikey and Mitch and Ty Flanagan and all those guys on the O-line. Shoot, we got 4 guys on the O-line that have started better part of 2 to 3 years, and that's always a good thing. That doesn't happen in college football. So those guys are all veterans. I mean, shoot, we can end up having 7, 8 seniors starting on offense, and then on defense, Christian McFarland, Ken Aguirre, in the back end there is safeties and Cody Graves at linebacker, and those guys need to provide leadership and direction to this program where it's not all on us coaches anymore. It's a collective.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and given that you have all those seniors, even a lot of non-starters are senior veteran guys. I guess, what does that give you, and how does that help knowing that those guys have been here a while and they've kind of been through the ups and downs?
They've been through the ups and downs. They know the system. They know what's expected of them. So it's you don't have to take a lot of time teach them a whole bunch of stuff, and then they can take the younger guys when they get here, the new crew, and kind of guide them a little bit. But it's good. I think we have 27 seniors. I mean, obviously they don't all get to play at the same time, but that's a good sign. Generally, when you have a large senior class, it's generally a chance for a successful season. And I said they're going to provide a lot of leadership, and looking forward to what they, watching them go, and then hugging them when we play Eastern.
And when it comes to team captains, do you just let the guys?
We vote on those during camp, so that'll be the week before the first game.
Okay.
So
that's all on the guys.
Yep, that's all on the guys.
Okay.
Going back to your seniors, and given that you have a lot of them, I mean, does that kind of give you guys as a team more of a sense of urgency, or more of a, this is kind of our year to? There's
always a sense of urgency. Yeah, you don't ever relax. It's never to that point where you're like, yeah, we got this. It doesn't work that way. That's when the minute you do that, you're looking for a new job. So we have a tremendous. The team has a tremendous amount of urgency. I think they're not fulfilled with last year, and still want to go out and show the town, show the city, show the university that we're still moving in the right direction. That wasn't a flash in the pan last year.
Mm-hmm. So year 3 under you, does this ever seem to get a little bit easier on you?
No, it's I live in fear of my job, so I'm always panicked that if I'm not doing something right, something's going to happen. So no, that's part of the urgency.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Will you kind of tell me about some of the camps that you guys have hosted and that some of your assistants have traveled to?
Oh, shoot. Well, we just had high school camps here the last 2 weeks. We had an 8-man camp 2 weeks ago, and then an 11-man camp. And was really good. Those guys, the staff, they work harder in June. You know, obviously they go out and go recruiting all May, so they're away from their families. Then they come home, and then we jump into these camps where you're going from 8 in the morning till 9:30 at night, and then so you get to see a bunch of high school kids there. You know, but it's a grind. It wears you out. Those guys do a great job, and Roger Cooper does an exceptional job of running the thing. But then there's some other, you know, camps. This time of year is camp time, and if you have the opportunity to go work one somewhere else, that just expands your recruiting base. And so, you know, just if there's some local ones or whatever, guys can go work. You know, some local universities, or if there's, you know, a reason for someone to go out to the West Coast or something to do it, it's a good thing.
This may be a rhetorical question, but what is your goal?
Win. Win. That's you know, be competitive, but win. That's only one thing. You know, obviously you want to have great grades, all that stuff. That's on our door. You know, it's number one. Get an ISU degree, but you know, we want to win games as well and be competitive and make be a factor in the Big Sky Conference. Put ourselves in position put ourselves in a position to either make the playoffs or win the Big Sky Championship at the end of the season. Last year we did. We put ourselves in position to make the playoffs and didn't finish. Mm-hmm. And even there was a point where, you know, shoot, we put ourselves in position to win the dang thing. Mm-hmm. So that's what you want to do.